Lump sum or pension? 2022 version. All right. So, man, Joe writes in. He saw my videos, bought a couple of my books, but he's still not sure what to do with his wife's pension. She is retiring at 2022. She's 65 years old, and she can take $2,700 a month as a single life pension. We'll get in that, or a lump sum of $390. All right, so we got a couple of things: $2,700 a month, $390 as a lump sum. She's 65 years old. All right, she'll wait till she's 67 to collect Social Security. My man Joe is 64. He plans to retire in June. He has an IRA over 1.1 million and a 457 with 100,000, and he'll wait till Social Security at 67. Okay. All right, so we got a couple things going on there. They didn't tell me what the benefit would be with a joint in life survivor annuity. So that'd be good to know. They also didn't say if there's cost of living adjustment either. That'd be also good to know. So we're kind of again operating blindly. A lot of these questions I get are half cocked, and what I mean by that, it just means there's more info that needs to be determined before you can answer it, because we don't know. There's a lot we don't know, and that's fine. I'm not asking people to write me a thesis about all the different ins and outs, but when it comes to a pension, we need to know what the joint life survivor annuity would be, and that's with a 50% survivor or 100% survivor. Usually we have a single life, what my man Bob had, what was it, Bob, Joe, Jimmy, whatever his name is, had said. Single life for his wife is $2,700 a month. What would a joint life be to cover both Bob and Jane? And what would a 100% joint and life survivor annuity or a 50% joint and life survivor annuity? So if you ever see the terms JLSA, that means joint life survivor annuity. I don't have a thing to wipe this up, man. Joint life survivor annuity. What is a joint life survivor annuity? That means if Jane dies, Bob gets the same exact amount, even if she's dead. Now, you also have a 50% survivor. For military, it's a 55% SBP, survivor benefit pension, SBP. All right, so roughly half of what in this case, Jane. So that would be a 50% survivor benefit, $2,700 a month while Jane's alive. If she dies and leaves it to Bob, he'll get half of that $2,700 a month. That's a 50% joint life survivor annuity. 100% joint life survivor annuity is that Bob will get $2,700, and if Jane dies, Jane gets $2,700 a month. Bob gets $2,700 a month if she dies first. All right, so I hope that makes sense. All right, so in this case, we don't know what that is, and that's too bad. We also don't know if there's a pension or a cost of living adjustment, which is too bad as well. So we're going to assume there's not. So we take our trusty calculator, $2,700 a month times 12. That equals $32,400. Right? That's what she's going to get on an annual basis. $32,400. Divide that by 390. That's an 8.3% distribution yield for a 65-year-old lady, assuming no cost of living adjustment. I have to think this got to be a government pension, because those kind of distribution yields are hard to come by in the private market now. There's no way she should not take that pension, man. No way. The 8.3 or the $2,700 a month. So I'm assuming $2,700 a month guaranteed for the rest of her life, even with no cost of living adjustment. That's an 8.3% distribution yield. It's not the same as an interest, not the same as a dividend. It's literally you're getting essentially your principal back to a certain amount of time. So in this case, she get $32,400. It take her. She has to live to make any money on this. She's got to live 12 years. So she's 65. What's the likelihood she lives till she's 77? Quite high. So let's just say she lives for 20 years. All right, 20 years. We're going to 20 years our end. $3,200 a month is her payment. Start zero future value, $390 present value. If she lived till she's 20 years will be a 6.13% rate of return. And the reason we know that, because 8 years will be just nothing but gravy. She'll have 8 years of $32,400 a month. I mean, you can't shake a stick at that. That's just if she lives 20 years, man. 6.13 for living 20 years with no risk, no market risk at all. You got to take the pension. If you don't take the pension, that number, you're freaking nuts. Now, on the other hand, I was talking to a guy the other day, nice guy, and he hired me because he wanted me to tell him like it is. And I was saying, I'm not trying to be an ass, but if you're not taking them, he had a pretty significant, or his wife, someone had a pretty significant pension payout too. And he was thinking that he could buy dividends that could pay out more than the pension. I said, I can't tell you what to do, but that's freaking nuts to me. Because I think he or she was getting like a 7.5 to 8% payout rate as well with a 50% survivor benefit. I said, man, to turn away from that, no, don't do that. So it's based on your age. The younger you are, the lower the distribution yield will be, if that makes sense. Because that means that people who did the pension have got to pay longer. That's why Social Security has reduction if you take it at 62 as opposed to your full retirement age. Because they have to pay longer, which means they're going to pay less over a longer period of time, if that makes sense. So if you're getting anywhere over 7%, it's a no-brainer to me. I take the pension every single time. And I say that facetiously because I don't know every single time, but my default's always going to be to take the pension in that regard. Over the subs. Thanks now.